Welcome in, everybody. Ty Bartellin with another edition of Coach's Corner. This time we head over to our friends from the Newton Falls community, home of the Tigers, with the Newton Falls boys basketball head coach joining me today, Roy Sembach. Coach Sembach, how are we doing?
We're doing great. Getting ready to roll here. Exciting time of the year as always.
Oh, I know. It's a countdown to the opening tip-off. I can't wait for it. Newton Falls is a Tiger town, but they are a basketball town for sure. They love their basketball down there in Newton Falls, so I know everyone's getting excited for it as well. What are you seeing for it? Coming back as the head coach for yet another year at the helm for the Tigers, what's standing out to you in scrimmage and practice season from them right now?
Well, it's that time of the year where we're kind of bad at everything. I mean, I wouldn't say bad, but everything needs improvement. We do have some kids back and some experience, so we're excited and looking forward to it. But, everything's kind of a little sloppy. You're not in complete game shape yet, and you're putting a lot of things in. So they're doing a lot more thinking than just going ahead and reacting. So, you're going to have those bumps in the road here early. But, hopefully we get it all straightened out and get ready to go here in the next couple of weeks.
What are some names we're going to get used to seeing on the floor this year? Some names that are going to be getting significant minutes for the Tigers.
Well, we have three starters back. Carson Howard is our point guard who's back from last year. He had an outstanding year last year. Cam Huff is a really good shooter for us, and he's back. And then Landon McGregor, who actually tore his ACL at the end of his sophomore season. And last year he played, but he was limited. This year he's back and looking really good. He's 100% healthy, ready to go. So those are three starters that are back. Some other seniors. Ethan Powell played a ton for us last year. He's one of those guys, kind of you call him a glue guy or whatever. He does a little bit of everything. I mean, does probably nothing outstanding, but he does nothing bad. He's decent at every aspect of the game. Kind of helps us wherever we need it. Some other seniors, we have Travis Tursack off the JV team. He's athletic, gives us a lot of athleticism. Dylan Champion, a real program guy who's just come up through the program, does the little things that are necessary to help us. Thomas Ainsworth, a big kid we have, will be back here later in the season. And we have a 4 underclassmen we're excited about. We have the juniors, Caden Conch and Dallas Dunlap. Caden played a decent amount as a sophomore last year. Dallas is a shooter, and we have 2 sophomores that are pretty athletic and exciting, and Phil Davis and Chase Conch. So we have a pretty good core there that we hope's going to be give us a nice season.
I remember us talking last year, and you were saying it was going to be one of the challenging seasons for you guys to uphold that standard of winning basketball. You guys were 18-6 last year. You had a great season once again. I gotta feel like this year, with some of the experience you're coming back, you've saying a lot of seniors too, that it might not be that much of a challenge. What are some of the strengths you're seeing from this team going into this year, and kind of the team identity you expect to see from the Tigers this year?
Yeah, well, every year is different. Like last year, we didn't know because we were all new kids, and we got off to a 1-4 start. Then we only lost one game the rest of the year. But the few seniors we lost from last year's team, the Stinson Twins and Jabril Rufai, are big losses. So even though we have a lot back, it certainly doesn't guarantee that we're going to be a successful team. We're going to be different than last year. Not quite as athletic, but we're going to be pretty strong, pretty physical. And with all our teams, what we want to try to tell them to do, you can't control everything. You can't control how you're going to shoot on night-to-night basis, but there's certain things like defense, rebounding, ball handling. It has to be there every night. And if you can just simply get your team where on a nightly basis, they're tough to beat. And that's all we ask. Just improve every day and get to where we're tough to beat. And if we get that point, we could have a lot of victories this year. It's definitely a possibility.
When you talk about last year as well, you guys were 11-3 in conference play, and that MVAC grade division is no laughing stock, man. It's a gauntlet to get through every year for small school basketball. Talk to me what you see out of the league, the conference this year too, and how you guys are going to fit into that.
Well, I think our league is going to be a little stronger this year than the past few years. And the league it's a great league. Great coaches, great programs. You start out, LeBray's kind of our rival. They are, Chad does a great job. Wonderful program. They're going to be tough. We did lose Campbell out of our tier this year, which was also another really nice rivalry and a really nice program. Nick Canarino does a great job, but Garfield's going to have a lot back. Liberty has a lot back. So I think that the teams in the league are going to be very, very competitive. We had Southeast this year, which is to some of the teams in the league, they're going to be new, but to us, they're next door rival, and they have a coach there who does a great fundamental job with his guys. So the league should be really exciting, really tough, and it's a grind because everybody knows what everybody does, and it makes every night very interesting.
You guys are playing up a lot of bigger schools too in Trumbull County, like you usually do. I'm seeing the Howland, the Lakeviews. Other games you're excited for in the non-conference this year to test your guys with?
Well, we have Hubbard early this year. We have Western Reserve, which again would be a local rival, and Wyndham is another local rivalry. We play small school, but always very competitive. Great program. As you mentioned, we have the Howlands and Lakeviews and so on. One game we're really looking forward to, just the experience, not just the game. In December 14th on a Saturday morning, we're going over to Knightstown, Indiana. And we're going to play in the iconic Hoosier gym from the movie Hoosiers, the exact gym that you saw in the movie. And we're playing a team, Estill County, out of near Lexington, Kentucky, who we don't know anything about other than if you look at their records the past 10 years, they've been very good. But it should be a great experience where we take them and play at that iconic site and do a few things hopefully on the way home for a very good experience as well. So that should be just a real added bonus to the normal regular season.
You mentioned the experience too. How cool is that for you as a coach and the coaching staff to be able to give that to your kids, that give them that type of experience?
Oh, I think it's great. I stopped there on the way to St. Louis a couple summers ago, and when I went in there, it's like I left reality for a while because I mean that gym in the locker room, it is what you see in the movie. So it's like you just entered a movie, and so I just think it's a great experience. And on the way back, we hope to go to visit the Indiana not high school, but Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. There's a gym there in Newcastle, which is close by where Steve Alford played, which is the largest high school gym in the United States. We'd like him to see it that, and we're looking at maybe seeing a college game on the way back too, trying to hook up and see the University of Dayton on that Saturday evening. So so hopefully we not only get to play and enjoy the experience, but get to do a few other basketball fun things on the way back as well.
I always like to ask coaches what they do as far as players, how they can get the most out of them. And I feel like you are one of the ones that I feel like consistently has always gotten the most out of your players. I mean, the success coaching record wise, your team's record speaks one thing, but it's the experience from your players and how they talk about you, how people talk about you that have played under you, that have played with your program. I think that speaks even higher volumes than that. What is your particular secret to connecting with young men and being able to, no matter their background, no matter what challenges they have going on, be able to connect with them and get the most out of them on the basketball floor?
Well, I think number one, I think they know that I and my very good coaching staff with me from junior high and elementary on up, we care. We care about them very much. We want to see them do the best they can, not only on the basketball court, but in school, in life, and all that. And a lot of times the current players don't love us as much until they get out when they realize, because they might think we're never satisfied. In fact, our goal every day is how do we get better? We might win a game by 40, but the next day, what can we do to improve? It's a process and it's a journey every season. And that's what I like. Whether you win 3 games or whether you win 23 games, it's did you advance that team? Did you advance those individuals as players and as people and get the best out of them that you can possibly get? And sometimes they get stubborn about it and that, because aren't you ever satisfied? But I think that's the goal. Just every day, just try to get better. And then when you're done, you play that last game as a senior, you can look yourself in the mirror and said, hey, I did the best I could. I became the best I can be. And I hope they, most of them they come back all the time, and they've really enjoyed the process and being part of the Tiger family.
When you talk about growth, you want to see short-term growth being from now until game 1, long-term growth for this team from now until right around tournament draw, say game 22, right after that. What is the growth you want to see from now to game 1 and now to game 22?
Well, with every team, you just again, if you just want to get better every year at every stage of the game, and we will look at it, we'll be scrimmaging tonight. After that scrimmage, we'll closely look at the tape and see what areas need improvement, and then we'll do that each and every game throughout the year. And in season to season, it varies on the things that need work. Maybe boxing out needs work. Maybe cutting. Maybe you have guys not cutting hard on offense. Maybe spacing isn't good. And maybe the decision making isn't good, and it'll vary from player to player too. So it's an ongoing process about getting better and the different things you need to do to get better. Like right now, early on, we throw everything at them. So our system, our plays, everything is in. And so obviously we're not very good at any of that right now, because when you throw so much at young guys, again, they're thinking, they're confused. But I'd rather do that. And then day by day, they become more familiar, they get better. And yes, we rarely will put in anything, brand new, like middle of the season, maybe a special play or something like that. But we kind of throw the whole system at them right away. And then just, again, take the slow steps of every day getting better. And hopefully being ready for the first game. And then hopefully by the end of the season, as you said, being a lot better and ready to make a tournament run.
When you're talking about combing through some of the finer things in the scrimmages right now, you talk about those things, the things you after it happens to what you're looking for. What are the things, I guess, beforehand that you go into a scrimmage saying, all right, this is the thing I'm going to watch? Or is it just you just watch it like a regular game, and just as it comes to you, it comes to you?
Yeah, we probably just watch like a regular game. There are certain, like early, we might say this scrimmage, we're going to work a little bit more on this particular defense. They were going to play a little more man to man, or tonight we're going to play a little more zone, or tonight in offense, we're going to run just our continuity offense and not run any special plays, or go ahead and run more special plays and so on. So yeah, with scrimmages, you treat them a little differently than games in what you'd actually do. You might use things that you might not use in a regular season game, just so you can work on it and see what needs to get better for when you do need it.
Well, I want to also give you the opportunity, Coach, to shout out your coaching staff. I like to do it with all our coaches. I know not a whole lot changes. You guys like to keep it consistent too, but I still love giving them some love too. So go ahead and shout out your coaching staff, other big names in the Newton Falls basketball program as well.
Well, Mike Mazanetz is my top assistant, and he's literally, he's one of the best coaches in the area. In fact, I give him a lot of free reign to do a lot of things because I want to keep him. He's really good. He's a quick thinker. He's done a great job here. I know he's been around for over 10 years, and I've been blessed with varsity assistants. Tom Shawless for many years was great. Keith Gunther, the head coach at Ursuline, did a great job. Brad Lukasik before him. I've had, and in 38 years, I've really only had 4 varsity assistants, and they've all been tremendous. Another guy helps us at the varsity level, who's been back and forth a few times, who just provides energy and toughness for our kids, and they love him, is Terry Smith. Just a hard worker who really, really is respected by the kids and helps us a lot. Our JV coach this year, Chad Rankin, is back, who's also our athletic director. Chad was a former player of mine, very good player. He then was the JV coach for a while. Then he was at the junior high level, and last year he was not able to coach at all, but he's back, and very knowledgeable of our system and our program, and he'll do a great job. Pat Harnicher is our freshman coach. Absolutely works his tail off. Works really hard. One of those guys who also tries to get every little thing he can out of a kid, and he cares deeply about him. Our junior high, we got a couple younger guys. David Hookery, who played for us in our system, is a good guy, very knowledgeable, who does a nice job with the 8th grade. Brendan Jones, another young guy who last year coached our 7th grade, was to an undefeated season, and he's back. And those guys all do just a great job for us.
One of my theme questions this year for coaches is the lessons that the game teaches, right? And I know you've been a big teacher of the game for a long time. You've taught countless young men. You've tongue tied over here.
I've been there.
You taught countless coaches. You taught countless young men. You've taught all kinds of players and coaches alike, right? But I actually want to know what the biggest lesson the sport of basketball has taught you.
Well, I don't know what the biggest lesson that it is, but it's a mini version of the game of life. Basketball can teach you respect. It can teach you responsibility. It can teach you how to handle success and how to handle failure. And then you're going to have that in life. You're going to have ups and downs, and how to basically keep going. Keep going and always look to make things better and I hope basketball teaches you that you're in control of you too. It's up to you to get out of basketball and life everything that you can get. It doesn't matter where you play or where you are. The game of basketball, I think, in any sport, quite honestly, can teach anyone some really good things to apply to their just general everyday life and in their future.
I know you've definitely had an impact on countless young men in just the sport of basketball, but also outside of it with their lives too, and just how highly regarded you are too, and how much people talk so highly of you. Final question for you, Coach. What I've been doing too, because basketball in the high school realm, both boys and girls, starts so close to Thanksgiving, we've been doing a bit of a shout out too, because opening tip offs either before or after. Before, if you're the girls, I think it's right before or right after if you're the boys too, right around November 27th. So it's right before, but it's right around that time for different teams. Shout out the community. Shout out why they need to get out there, support the first game, first shout out the community for this team as well, to why they need to get out there and support the team. Even though I know Newton Falls community, they're going to get out there and support anyway. But shout them out why they need to support this team. Shout out your first game, and also shout out your favorite Thanksgiving Day dish.
Okay, well, hey, the community knows we're going to play Tiger basketball. We're going to play hard. We're going to give everything we have, and I hope we're going to be exciting. So, I hope that's enough for where people will want to come out. Our first game we play on Saturday, the 30th. We play against Ravenna, another kind of a local rivalry, bigger school that we've had a pretty good battle with them. As far as Thanksgiving goes, it's not necessarily my favorite meal, but I'm pretty boring in those things. The turkey and mashed potatoes is most people like stuffing. I like mashed potatoes and gravy with the turkey. And what I enjoy more about Thanksgiving is watching a few football games.
Yeah.
But and being with family, and my daughters will be home from their jobs and school, and Thanksgiving is great for family. It's great for football, and the food. Hey, it's fine too.
I can't believe that Coach Sembach's favorite thing is the sports on, on the holidays, the athletic. No, Coach, I'm excited for this upcoming season for your Tigers. I'm always excited to get out there in the gym and see some Newton Falls basketball. You guys do it. It's one of the best in the area too. One of the best standards, one of the best programs I think run in the area, especially for smaller school basketball. I'm excited to see this year's version of the Tigers, and within due time, we'll catch each other out on the hardwood here real soon.
Hey, you guys do a great job, Ty, and you're welcome at any point in time, and we look forward to seeing you.
We'll look forward to seeing you as well, Coach. It's been a first edition of Coach's Corner with the man, the myth, the legend, Roy Sembach from Newton Falls.